Okay, I'm gonna do my favorite movie, starting with C for A. I'm gonna say AJ McClane. That's not her name. Um, Amy. Ava. I know. I know. I know. Amy. But she apparently does 5 films per letter, and I thought it was 10. So I've been doing 10. So I'm gonna continue to do 10, even though I know now it's 5, because I can, and because it's too hard to narrow down 5. So he, but yeah, I guess I'll do 1 and work my way down. Like, I don't remember anything I've done in the last 2 videos. I don't know if I started with 10 and went up or went from 1 to down. So, whatever. I'm just gonna go. But number 1 is Casablanca, and it is my number 1. If I had to say like, my number 1 favorite movie starting with C, it would be Casablanca. Um, I always say it's the first classic film I ever watched, and that is not true. Because I always like I've said before, Wizard of Oz. I grew up watching that movie. So technically, that would be the first classic film I ever saw, and then like classic Disney films. But to me, Wizard of Oz was always just a childhood film. So like I constantly say, "Oh, Casablanca is the first classic film I ever saw," and that's not true. That is false. But I guess it's the first one I saw as an adult. I wasn't an adult. I was a teen. I was in high school, but still. Um, Next is Charade, starring Audrey Hepburn and Cary Grant. I was going to get all the movies because I know where a lot of them are. So like, the other two, I didn't show them because I don't know where they are. Um, and then I remembered I don't know where like a lot of them are here either. So so that's fun. But Charade is used to be my favorite Audrey Hepburn film. I used to watch it like literally every week for a while. But I love Cary Grant with Audrey. I think yeah. He's I just say they're my favorite on screen duo between her leading men. And he's definitely still like number 2, because I've seen Two for the Road like a billion times, and I love Audrey with Albert Finney. But her and Kat and Cary Grant chemistry was just so good, and I love it. Number 3 is Children's Hour. It has James Garner, Audrey Hepburn, and Shirley MacLaine. And as much as I love Audrey Hepburn, and as much as I love James Garner, this movie is Shirley MacLaine's film. She's so good in it, and it's so sad, and it's so real, and it's so heartbreaking. They don't watch it by itself. Like I do an Audrey Hepburn marathon every year, and that's the only time I watch it because of it. I mean, it's such a good film, and that's why I put it on the list. But mostly because it's such an important film, and I want people to watch it. And it's during a really, when Hollywood was less open about certain topics, so it's a very interesting film in that way. And I don't know if it's considered an LGBT film. It might be, but I don't know. But I think so. I think it says. But if so, it was very not the first LGBTQ film to come out of classic Hollywood. There's a lot of silent film that deals with that topic. So, you know, so it's not the first, but it was. It's just so good, and watch, especially for Shirley MacLaine. Shirley MacLaine again, like her performance. I always feel every time I watch it, should have been at least Oscar nominated. If it wasn't Oscar nominated, it should have been. Maybe not won, but at least nominated because it was so strong of a performance. And I don't know, I want to tell you what it's about, but as I said, it's I would consider it, I think, an LGBTQ film. So that gives you an idea, I guess, what it's about. Um, And then four is Show Carnivore of Souls. Saw it for the first time last year, I think, and I kind of got obsessed, and now I own it on Criterion Blu-ray. And to be honest, I haven't really watched it that much since I bought it, which you would think would happen because I love it so much, but I just haven't. And, I mean, I rewatched it last in October because it's like a kind of, I guess it's scary. I don't know, kind of a thriller, I guess, psychological thriller kind of movie, but not really. I don't know what to call it. I really don't. But I don't know how to describe it to sell it to you because I don't know what it's classified. I guess it could be horror. I don't know. I don't think it's that scary. I guess it could be thriller. I don't really know. It's a drama. It's a drama. Okay, that's it. That's the overall theme of it. It's a drama, and it's so like when I first saw it, I thought it was creepy, and I thought it was really well shot and acted, and it's just oh my god, the ending. Isn't anything like if you've seen movies in your life, you've seen this ending like, more than once, but it was I just felt like it was done so well, and I just love the whole movie, and I think everyone should watch it. So, let me see. Five. Can you ever forgive me? It's a newer film. Haha. I do watch newer films. Sometimes, but it has Melissa McCarthy and it has Chitti Grant. I almost forgot his name. Chitti Grant, and oh my god, like I thought maybe it would be like overly hyped. It kind of is. I don't feel. It is really really good. Um, I do think Melissa should have won an Oscar for it. Judy Grant was really good in it. Do I think it should have won an Oscar? Probably not. But it was. I thought the performances were really, really good, and it's on my wish list. It's very, very expensive to buy. To be able to buy it on Blu-ray, it's extremely expensive. So hopefully it goes down in price at some point. But I'm not really in a hurry to own it anyway. Like, I mean, I loved it a lot, but it's not one I'm like I want to rewatch it over and over again right now. So I can wait. But um, it's such an interesting story. It's a real story. It's sad. It really is. I know, like, I don't know if you're really supposed to sympathize with her. Probably they make you kind of sympathize with her, but I do. I feel bad for the real life person and everything. I mean, she did do things that weren't great, but in the long run, I understand what she did. Like, saying. So I recommend it. Obviously, it's on my list. Um, Number six is Cat on a Hat Tin Roof. That is it's a new one for me. I saw it last year, I think. Yeah, last year. It's 2020 now. Last year, I watched it. Um, and it has Elizabeth Taylor and it has Paul Newman, and their chemistry is amazing. Um, it's a tennis. It's a tennis one. I don't remember. It's like, but it's such a great drama, and like I said, the chemistry between Elizabeth Taylor and Paul Newman is so great, and I it's beautifully done. Seven is Cinderella. I'm not gonna talk about it. Cinderella. Eight is Castaway. If you can pit an actor all by themselves and make it believable and make it emotional just with one person, one actor all by themselves, that is a great film. And Tom Hanks is a great actor because not a lot of people could have done that and made it real and made it realistic and made it as emotional as that needed to be, and then you add Wilson into it, which you could have made it just like this really weird comedy type of situation, but it still was very real and it was still very dramatic and sad and like it wasn't over the top and it didn't wasn't like, oh, that's quirky. It was like it made sense. Like Wilson made sense. Everything about it made sense. The ending is sad, but it's really real and I love movies that are realistic. I do love like I don't like fantasy. I was gonna say I like fantasy. I don't mind fantasy, but it's not my favorite genre. But it's not like I Wizard of Oz. I love Wizard of Oz, and that's not really realistic. But I do, obviously, but I do like realistic dramas. I do like happy endings, but I also like realism. And if the happy ending can be is realistic, then great. Um, but like with Castaway, when I'm not gonna, when him and Helen Hunt are like talking, and she's married, and she has a family, and Tom Hanks comes back, and she's like, "Tell me what I'm supposed to do because I'm in love with you, and I'm in love with him, and like she doesn't know if she should be with her husband or leave him for him." For Tom's character, who came back, and Tom's character said, "You go back to your family," and like that scene is so beautiful and so sad, and like there's so many good quotes in it, and it's like two different films, and it's just 9 is Coraline. I'm not gonna talk about it because it's an animated film. I don't know what to say. 10 is Center Stage. That is probably my most watched film of all time. I'm not even exaggerating that because, like, I used to put it on for background noise. I watched it 4 times in one day, back to back to back. Um, there was a time where I was watching it every week. There was a time where I was watching it every single day. It is probably, I'm gonna say, my most watched film of all time ever, and I haven't even watched it in a really long time. I don't know. I guess because I watched it like a billion times before. I watched it last year too. Actually, I watched it twice last year, so kind of bringing it back, I guess. But it's um, also pretty real. Look at what dancers go through and what the pressures are like. And it's funny because like a lot of the actors are actually dancers, including oh my god, Selenda. I don't know how to pronounce her name, but from Avatar and like all those movies, she used to be a ballet dancer. So, um, she's also like in that group of she was a real dancer in the movie, and so like it's such a fun film, and it's sad, and it's I don't know. I love it so much, and I love the dance sequence at the end. I think it's like obviously everybody loves that sequence at the end, and it's the first. It's where I first heard "The Way You Make Me Feel" by Michael Jackson, and I love that song now. So yeah, so I have the rest of the movies written down to like N or O, so I'm set. I'm ready. Um, so that is all. Goodbye.